Throughout this program, we will need to install and set up several different applications to use them in practice. For example, we will install and set up Nexus artifact repository. We will install and set up Jenkins and deploy our own application on servers. Now, we don't want to install them locally on our laptops or on local machines because that's not a realistic use case. Usually such applications are configured on servers. Now, obviously, we don't have our own servers, so we will use infrastructure as service. So what is infrastructure as service exactly? To explain with a simple example, imagine you and your team are developing a web application. Now that application needs to run somewhere once you've developed it. Or let's say you need a Jenkins application configured and running on some server. So in this case, your company can buy a couple of servers, physical servers, machines, set them up, connect to a network, and deploy your applications on those physical servers. You can install and set up Jenkins on it, etc. So you manage your own servers and the infrastructure. And you need a dedicated team who knows how to do all that. And once set up, also maintain those servers. So if something happens to the servers, like hard drive fails or power supply dies or something breaks in the networking part, etc., you need to fix that yourself. Instead, a better alternative and easier way to do that is to delegate all that infrastructure management and setup to someone like an organization that will manage the infrastructure and all these servers for you. You basically move your physical infrastructure to the cloud, which is some other organization's physical infrastructure. So no physical server racks and cables and routers for those servers in your company building. Instead, it's somewhere else. Someone else bought these servers and set everything up. And now you can just access it by renting those servers without needing to set it up and manage it. And if you don't want to use it anymore and decide to use some other company's infrastructure instead, you shut down your rented server and that's it. So using infrastructure, which is set up and managed by someone else, is infrastructure as a service. And that was the evolution from on-site or on-premise infrastructure to cloud platforms. And there are many big companies who offer that service like AWS, GCP, which is Google Cloud, Azure, DigitalOcean, Linode, and many more. These platforms all represent infrastructure as a service because they manage the infrastructure for you and you can just rent servers from them as virtual machines. Note that AWS is the most widely used among those platforms and also the most powerful. However, this power comes with a lot of complexity, so it makes it the most complex or probably one of the most complex ones to start with. So for our simple use case of installing Nexus and Jenkins on some cloud virtual server, we will use another cloud platform called DigitalOcean, which is way easier to start with, to set up your account and to just get started. And that's exactly what we need in this case. However, because AWS is the most used one in companies and projects, we will learn it in detail in the later module.